multi-boot USB with YUMI. Let's go to download first. YUMI, multi-boot creator, continue with recommended cookies. So, and obviously the ads. So, there are 3 versions: exFAT, Legacy, and UEFI. Also, yeah, they are archived, so I guess they are outdated. What's the version of the Legacy? Yeah, it's outdated. So yeah, the only new one is exFAT. Okay, that's even better because exFAT is more modern. Okay, it's recording. Yeah, it supports. We'll talk about it. Okay, run. Yes. So the exFAT version is better because it doesn't limit the size of the files ISO files you would want to use. So okay, let's select our disk. Make sure to not select a wrong one. Okay, format it, yes. Okay, it will wipe all the data on the flash drive, and it will create a exFAT partition, a secondary BTO Wi-Fi partition. Create YUMI level. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So now, yeah, it has been prepared. In my case, it doesn't show the second partition, but if some strange case you have this partition visible, BTO Wi-Fi, don't change its name, because I've seen some people that I study with, they changed this name and it didn't boot. So you can only change the YUMI partitions names, no, not the BTO Wi-Fi. Okay, now let's add a distro. I recommend adding first a distro with this app, with the setup, and then you can just copy the ISO files directly. Also, this app supports downloading. Well, it just opens the download link, and yeah. Okay, let's browse. Okay, I have all the ISO files here, so it will be easier. In your case, you may want to go to download Ubuntu, download Ubuntu desktop. The same thing with Windows ISO, Windows 11 or Windows 10. You can select here the multi-edition and then the language, and that's all. Yeah, so you select the ISO file. You can create a persistent file size for storing changes, but I don't know, I never used that. If you want to use that, well, it's your USB. Also, I would recommend to do the first one, the smallest one of all them. So, for example, I think I will. Is there Pop OS here? There is Pop OS. there are a lot of things here, so maybe you want to, I don't know, check what is Parrot OS. So you click download link and it will open the download link for you. Okay, I will add Pop OS because I think, no, okay, it's not small. Yeah, it's smaller. Wait, since when the Ubuntu is so big? Well, so I will add the Pop OS because it's smaller, and then we can just like copy all them in at once. Game here, Pop OS. Select and create. This will create the necessary folders. Mainly, that's why I don't just copy all the files directly. See it created. So I think only when you do things this way, it creates these Bentoy and YUMI folders. Otherwise, it may not create them. So yeah. Now let's wait for it to copy the ISO file. Oh, while it's copying, I will show you what ISO files I usually have. So only these folders. This one no, because it's a server. So I have Diferent boot CD, also WinP by Sergey Strelak. It's like Diferent boot CD, but like more advanced. Windows, of course. Linux, a few ISOs. Yeah, the live server, I usually don't use it. I have it here just because well, to have it. And also a few antiviruses, also a very cool, useful thing to have if you have a machine that's infected. So while it's still copying, let's go. I'll show you where to download this like Diferent boot CD but newer by Sergey Strelak. Okay, let's write this. Okay, and now we search for WinP English version. You can also translate the website to English. I don't know it now. It's good. Yeah, it translated the site. Okay. So yeah, search for the English version. Close the ad. And here we have the where we download all these things. So don't there are two things to download. This one is the full disk, and this one is only the update. So download, for example, from Mega, the full one if you don't have an older version. Yeah. Oh, it has a translate site button, but I don't know if it does something. Anyways. Okay, it almost finished. Also, a cool thing about YUMI is that it supports secure boot, if I'm not wrong. Well, it for sure supports UEFI. I don't know what about secure boot, but I think it supports. Yeah, I think it supports even secure boot. So yeah, it's a cool utility to have a lot of ISO files on the same flash drive. So while it's still copying, basically YUMI is like based on Bentoi, if I'm not yeah, because sometimes if you delete like the yeah, you can even see here Bentoi. It's based like on Bentoi, if I'm not wrong. But I think, yeah, it's easier to use YUMI because it's like more automated. Yeah, here you would have to download the ISO, create the partitions. Yeah. Also, you would, oh, it finished. Also, you would have to configure Bentoi manually. Would you like to add more ISO? No. Finish. Okay. Now we have this YUMI folder with the ISO that we copied. You can have this installed.txt, but usually it works even without it. So if you want, you can copy every name, every file from this folder, well, or from the folders that we'll create, or you can create manual. Well, you can put the names here, but it's not necessary. It would work even without it. Okay, now I will just, like, for example, with the antiviruses and Windows, I can copy all of them. Another thing with Hiren's boot CD, well, with Windows-based live like ISOs, if you are going to use them with YUMI, you also would maybe will have to copy where the programs are stored. For example, in the Sergey Strelak's ISO file, all the apps are under the SSTR folder. And for example, with Hiren's boot CD, you may want to copy this programs folder and custom drivers if you want to install them, because sometimes it just doesn't like have access to the ISO file after like first load. There is an option that says RAM disk, but it may not always work, or maybe you will not like have enough RAM space to load ISO file, because, well, you can see that the size is 3 gigabytes, 4.7. So yeah, you may want to like copy to the main folder the folders that are contained in the ISO file. Also, while it's still going, I'm gonna talk about other cool utility you may want to use. It's called Portable apps here. It's like apps that launch from your like USB. All the config files, all the profiles. For example, if you install Chrome with portable apps, or download the installer from your website, that profile, the config, everything will be saved only on the USB. So it's like more protected. You can even encrypt with Crypt or whatever program the folders, like more important ones like Chrome. So you can have like a protected portable Chrome with you. So to install it, we just agree, new install, portable, and the folder, well, flash drive. Also, you can install it even on a normal, on your computer or whatever you would want, but you can do it with an option that when we selected the drive, well, before we selected the drive, there was options for USB, for cloud, for other things. So you can, and there is a thing that lets you select a custom folder. So for example, you can have on your Windows install a Chrome that's portable or whatever. Well, there are a lot of things you can do with this program. Also, it is like an installer for programs, and it's easier than going on the website, downloading the separate installer for every app that you would want to use. So yeah, it's a useful thing to have on a flash drive, and even better if you use some app to encrypt if you have any important data on it. Also, you can even create like SSD with YUMI, but you can also, YUMI supports loading ISO files from external drives. So when you launch YUMI, well, I'll show it that later on the video, I think. There is a button to launch ISO files from other drives or custom folders. So you may even use like a 8 GB drive and carry with you portable SSD or whatever, a hard disk drive, and load the ISO files directly from the hard disk drive or SSDs, like I said. So yeah, YUMI allows you to do also a lot of things, like custom ISOs, so anything really. I like this like function to load ISO files from other drives. For example, I installed Windows on, reinstalled Windows on this laptop. I have all the ISO files on this drive. So when I was reinstalling on the main drive, I loaded the ISO file containing on this drive, and it worked a lot faster than using a normal regular flash drive, because of course the speeds of SSD are very different from a flash drive. So yeah, you may use another drive to have the ISO files and use the USB only to load the ISO file from another location. For example, if you have some old flash drive that you don't use, of course it will delete all data when you create this YUMI drive, but well. Okay, PortableApps finished installing. Okay, close. Now we can customize when it loads, of course. Yeah, because we have two operations right now running, so it will take a little bit more to load. Okay, on first launch it will show you From here you can download whatever apps you want, and you can launch them from Windows. So I will download just as an example. Well, let's see BLC. I don't know anything. So now it's downloading and installing.
Also,
let's wait for it to install, and I will show you others. Okay, it finished. Now we have this folder, music and video. You can change the category, rename, refresh, explore where it's downloaded, run as administrator, hide, set it as favorite, start automatically, and uninstall. In options, you can disable scroll bar, bold favorites, yes, so the names of the favorites will be in bold categories, hide portable in names, language, organization, here we can change how the app's names appear, themes, change the way it looks. So for example, I prefer like dark theme, dark, and here, okay. Also the updater, app store, the way show only open source, show advanced, show installed, show only 64-bit apps, and advanced things. Also, it already copied the YUMI ISO files that I had, and yeah, now I will copy. Well, first I will create a WinP folder. Then change here, no, copy from here, WinP, and the ISO file. What's this ISO file? Okay, here. And to the main folder, like this one, I will copy. Wait, no. You can click here. I will copy all what's inside here. Well, oh no, you have enough with STTR. Yeah, I will just copy STTR, and I'll see you when it finishes. So it finished copying everything. Now I have this SSTR folder, Bentoy, YUMI, and PortableApps. Now you can even eject your flash drive using this menu, PortableApps menu. Would you like automatically close your? Yeah, because they won't run without your flash drive. Okay. Now I'll show you a little bit how it works. See you with my phone's camera. Now I restarted and I'm in the BIOS startup menu. For me it was pressing escape. Maybe for you it will be F12, delete, or F2, F7. You will need to search that on your manufacturer's website or manual or any other place. Now I will select boot menu, and now I will select the flash drive. Okay, so this is YUMI. As I said, you don't have to set all the folders and names in the installed file. It's not necessary. So here we have all the ISO files, and also that feature that I said, if you click F2 as it says here, wait, no, I clicked F1, F2, it shows us the other hard drives on our computer, and well, it says it even has the names of the drives. So I will select the drive where I have the ISO files, or I can still launch from the USB. Let's launch, I don't know, PortableApps for example. So it even like detects what mode you will have to launch. You have normal mode and grab 2 in Linux ISOs. But for example, if we click on Windows, even without like setting all the ISO files in the installed.txt, it says here Vim boot mode, not like grab 2, like with Linux ISOs. So it has some kind even detection of what kind of ISO you are giving it. Also we have tree view. Well, it's just to view all the files that you have on a drive. F4 is local boot. It will detect all the installed operating systems. F5 tools, and F6 external menu. It's for if you install Ventoy grab, so it's like the default Ventoy menu. Well, you will have to if you want to have external menu or extra menu, you'll have to learn how to configure it. So in F5 you have a lot of more utilities. For example, we can change the screen display mode from graphics mode to text mode, or for example, this is text mode, this is graphics mode. Menu language. Also you have power, well, to turn off reboot to EFI, well, sorry. Hardware information, so yeah, it will say what things you have. Yeah, keyboard layouts, I don't know why. Well, okay, we can also screen, okay, resolution. Here we can set it to Full HD. Wait, no. It has like a delay, so it's a little bit difficult if you hold the button. Ventoy EFI utilities show your EFI drivers. Yeah. And plugin JSON configuration, also it's some kind of configuration. I don't know, I didn't use any of this. Yeah, it has a delay if you hold any like button, for example. Yeah, now. Oh, wait. Temporary control settings. Okay, so I didn't see this because it's a new feature. Bypass CPU TPM secure boot check when install Windows 11. Bypass online account requirement when install Windows 11. Mount Ventoy partition after boot Linux. Yeah, some Linux. Okay, it's very cool because some Linux installers didn't launch with Ventoy or YUMI. So yeah, it's a cool thing. Show secondary boot menu. Well, if you have it, then you would use that. Okay, let's launch something. Let's say PopOS, as I wanted. Yeah, you can even file checksum. Boot in grab2 mode. I will boot in normal mode because it's one of the ISO files that work in normal mode. You will have to check, well, try launching in normal mode, and if it doesn't launch in normal mode, then switch to grab2 mode. Well, select. Okay, and I guess that's all that I wanted to show in this video. Thank you for watching and see you next time.